Good afternoon, everyone. So, what sports has everyone been watching this morning? Has anyone watched football or the rugby game that was first up earlier on? What am I drinking? There you go. Vintage cider. But like I just said, I realised, oh, hang on, 8.2%. Oh, Christ. No, it's quite funny actually, because for all the rugby videos I've been doing, I've got so many comments about coming and watching, how amazing it is. Everyone has a beer and whatnot. So I have to put the comment, are we allowed to drink cider? And so, yeah, apparently cider is fine. You could hear the cat. That's funny. So hang on a second. I'll give you the story if you're interested about the cat. So this is Joey. Joey is 7 years old. He's not the normal one that's in any of my YouTube videos, because Pixie's the one that jumps up. But yeah. So this is a different cat. But Joey, it's quite sad because he's 7. He was our first cat, and last August he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. So they estimated 70 days, and he's still with us. And it's obviously a lot longer than 70 days. But yeah, if you hear him in the background, he does something, what's called a caterwaul, something like that. And it's not a very nice sound. It just sounds like he's crying. But yeah, he's not necessarily in a good way, but he's still with us, and he's not suffering. So there's the story. So if you hear him, that's why. But he does make a bit of noise. But he's our big boy. But yeah.
That doesn't weaken the Irish pack at all, does it? Just shows what Byrne is capable of. Yeah, totally. And I think Ireland are going to need big games from Furlong, Henderson, Tyburn. But for me, Jack Conan, can he translate the form that he has for Leinster on the international stage, where this is his first start for 18 months? So they're going to need a big game from these guys. No trophy at stake at the Aviva today, but still a lot of pride to play for. So let's join our commentary team.
So Wales have obviously run away with this, haven't they? And it is just about pride, I assume.
Run out here for the final time for Ireland, and I reckon that if 52,000 seats inside the Aviva Stadium could be occupied right now, nobody would be sitting on them. Instead, it's a virtual ovation, I guess, for one of the game's most popular figures. Always a smile for everybody. Maybe not quite right now. He's about to engage in business. decided on the training pitch in Limerick a few weeks back that it was too cold for any more of this. It was time to take his family back to South Africa.
Yeah. Let's see what I can do now. I've just started using StreamYard. There you go. Get your name up there. Yeah, it's been before every game. Players have started standing for it now. It's just not needed, in my opinion. Every game, it's too much. Yeah, it seems to be the black players that are standing for it as well now. Game on.
Stand against racism, and now the Anthems.
Here's something for you guys. The English anthem doesn't mention the word England at all. Isn't that? I think that's quite strange for a national anthem to not even mention the country. It's easy to sing, though, if that helps, the English national anthem. How sad is it seeing an empty stadium? Hopefully that'll be changing soon. I know in the Premier League they've I think they've pushed the second to last game back, so that the last two games will have crowds, which is good. Huh. Maybe that's just something I noticed. Maybe the national anthem for England is just something I've noticed because being English. The thing it's funny with let's put that comment up there. Look. It's interesting, isn't it, with stadiums and venues, that not having the fans makes such a difference. And you think, well, at the end of the day, you're still watching the sport, but it makes a huge difference. It just feels like a training match instead, doesn't it? Ireland says Ireland. Who said Ireland doesn't? Is Sweet Caroline not just the best anthem at the boxing? When you watch AJ or Tyson, what an amazing song. Everyone sings it. Sounds a bit stupid when the Americans start singing it, when you see the clips of them singing it in pubs.
The concluding game of a weird old Six Nations for these two. Ireland and England is next.
Guys, like last week at half time, I was answering questions from you guys. So if you can think of any, let me know at half time, and I'll do my best to answer as many as I can, whether it's about football refereeing, any of my other hobbies, my personal life, my work life, my married life. Think of some questions, and I'm happy to answer them at half time, especially, or even after the game. Think of some good ones though. All right. Gaz, I would just like to say I do not condone, or I condone the use of illegal streaming, okay? I probably won't play rugby, I don't think, but I may look into refereeing. Yeah, the idea. So I've seen, to start off with, it was I did a Nigel Owens video, and that really kicked off everything for the channel. My channel, well, in a sense, blew up. And that's what's got me intrigued. And so I don't think it's the playing necessarily now. I don't think I can physically do it. I've got Achilles tendonitis and all that, but I think it's the refereeing side of things I might look into. I assume we call it. I assume it's what we call tag rugby. So what you'd play at school with the little Velcro, little tags. What are you linking to, Gaz? Do what you want. Don't bother me. As long as it's not spam, I don't mind. Yeah, we used to play. I played tag rugby in school. What's everyone's prediction for the game? Are you expecting England or Ireland to win? So there's two of you that think England. Black hair all over me. Is that me, or was that a dreadful kick? But they managed to keep hold of it. This is the thing that confuses me. They kick the ball for the territory, but quite often, well, especially like then, they just give it away, and the ball hasn't even gone very far. Surely these international standard players should be able to do better than that. Like if you're going to play for territory, which is what I keep being told, it needs to be really far into their half, not just 10 yards. I did mention this. I did mention about how it's dangerous being the rugby ref, in the fact that you're so close. With rugby, the difference between football is football, you need to be able to see more of the field, whereas rugby, you're more or less concentrating on a small area. So you have to be closer to the action. And obviously, with these big guys, it's can be quite dangerous. I haven't held a rugby ball for a long time, Batman.
Shoulders of Owen Farrell, and he leads the applause of his own tackle.
Crumble, is that a question for me?
Soft shoulder, but certainly Farrell using the touchline with Johnny May there.
Youngs to Ford. Here is Farrell. Engaging Mark Wilson, the Newcastle back rower. Elliot Daly. It's gone straight out of play, and we will come back. If you're just switching on, you don't know why Elliot Daly's playing at fullback. It's because Max Mayland has been denied a second start. He hurt his leg yesterday, so Daly, who would have been in midfield,
Okay.
switched to fullback. And Ollie Lawrence, who would have been on the bench, into midfield.
Yeah. Okay. So with the kicks, then it's not necessarily about kicking it ridiculously far. It's trying to kick it to a distance where you know you can compete for the ball as a team, I suppose. So it's that Goldilocks kind of middle ground.
Slow motion, that one, wasn't it? Toji affected the turnover, but took a long time. Sometimes the referee thought that there would he blow the whistle because the ruck's already formed, but Toji really showed strong.
Okay, cool.
Position, really good turnover, and Elliot Daly, that left boot opportunity to put England in the 22.
See, wrong one. See, I think this is the thing. As I'm learning the game, it's all well and good learning the laws of the game, but it's another thing to learn the tactics and the way a team should play. That's what makes the difference on enjoying a game as well. Learning the laws isn't necessarily going to make you enjoy the game. Another thing, I must say, the referees in rugby seem to have much cooler kits than in football.
Unfortunately, the speed of England line out has been very, very quick, almost nothing allowing the Irish defence to set and have a look at it. The ball tempo from the hooker into the thrower, into the jumper's hands has been very, very sharp, which is really made it difficult for Ireland to get up to speed and see the pictures and make the assessment. So, clear penalty there and should be 3 points.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a note of that and I'll have a look. Yeah, no, I don't necessarily mean the material, because I remember at school, as I said, the school I went to was rugby orientated. There's an easy kick. 3-0. Yeah, I said I know what the material is like in it's probably slightly different to the professional level, but the thick, really thick, horrible. Oh, I remember coming in from PE soaking wet, trying to get these tops off. Oh, no, what I meant was I just meant the style and the design of the referee kits, because obviously in football ours is just plain black. It's normal. Well, most of us have Nike ones, and it's just plain black. But these guys have got quite cool designs.
It's been a while since he enjoyed 80 minutes quite as much as he did against France. Now, dipping it down. Details came for it. Gather it. Ning was just happy to put back into their own 22, a bouncing ball for Stockdale to deal with.
So I assume, although that was a long kick, it was in the corner, and the England players were able to get to the ball, and obviously now they have got the territory. Yeah, we had reversible ones, but our school had like, our colours were like maroon. What horrible colours, maroon. God.
Just an idea of the thought that they've given to the lineouts. It's one of the areas they've spent an awful lot of time on this week, and they're facing Teddington in London.
Well, I think they know that Ireland are going to compete very hard with Paul O'Connell there as part of the coaching team. And that's exactly what they've done. And Jordan, you mentioned it earlier, they brought that variety, and we're continuing to see that with England's lineup.
I assume here they're just trying to stop the player from going to ground so they can try and rip it out of his hand. I assume. I assume you can't do both. Well, to be fair, from what I've been learning at the moment and watching a lot of due to the channel is I've been watching the Union because the Six Nations is on, for example. So I assume that one. I don't know what if it's Union or League that plays down here, but I've got teams that are around this way. The Fox 40 doesn't have a P. I use a Fox 40. I use a finger whistle. So a lot of referees have lanyards, but I use a one that attaches, so I can literally just put my hand. But I use a Fox 40, and I like the sound. It's a short, sharp noise. I know of, so locally there are three rugby clubs within the space of, well, a few miles. You've got Trojans Rugby Club, which is in Eastleigh. You've got, I don't know if it's Eastleigh Rugby Club or Bishopstoke Rugby Club, which is in Bishopstoke. And then you've got Winchester Rugby Club. I assume they all play union. So I think it would be more of a case of what is more accessible, seeing as there's that divide in distance. Would it sound strange on a rugby pitch, as in a Fox 40 whistle? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't know what these guys are using.
Strong defence from Arnhem. They get that one, didn't they? Just thought the pass just took a bit of time to come from Ben Youngs, and Arnhem were out the blocks there quick.
Can anyone explain what that foul was for? They were keeping him up. Ireland were keeping him up to stop him from going to the ground. I don't know what the foul was for. Can anyone explain? The foul on, I don't know. Well, maybe I'll start league just for the travel, just so I can explore the country. Hey, Alistair. Yeah, I'm doing well. A day full of sport, football and rugby today. Like, you do know a Fox 40 doesn't have a P inside it, right? It is literally empty. The whistle is an empty whistle. There's no P in them. Good idea. Because there have been some dreadful VAR calls. Well, I'm a Saints fan, so as in football. So I had to watch that, and luckily we won. However, my least favourite player, Redmond, managed to score 2. God knows how. And obviously I'm on watching this, trying to get some advice and some examples of what the hell's going on from you guys. So no. Southampton. I know this is the problem. I say Saints, but I know there's a Saints in rugby, isn't there? Why don't I have not liked Redmond since he joined the club. He is a championship player. It annoys me because he gets all this hype from all the pundits and he's rubbish. He can't pass. His passing is atrocious. He can't dribble. He literally will either take it past the player and then try and take it past him again, or just run straight into someone. His shooting is just the worst shooting I've ever seen. So yeah, he's at best a championship player, and he proved that today. 3-3. Just so you know, guys, I'm on 17 minutes and 45 seconds. How dare you? How dare you? I can tell you, Liverpool should be called Liverhampton because they've got half our players, or had half our players.
He has been prominent for Ireland so far in attack and defence. Ian Henderson. Skipper against France in the second round.
if you got more, so I'll answer this, but if you've got questions about, especially about football and whatnot, or I said about me or my work or anything like that, save them up for half time, and we'll just do a blitz of questions. But I'll answer this one. What's my favourite game I officiated? I had a good cup final. I would actually probably say it was an FA Cup qualifying game. I had to go all the way up to London. I can't remember where it was now, but it was an FA Cup first, second, third round qualifying. And I was on the line, and it was a lovely weather, big crowd, and that's what you play for. That's what you ref for, the big crowds. But I've got an interesting game. I've got my first appointment is next Saturday, and I've been given an academy game. I've got Saints under-16s versus Chelsea under-16s in the middle, so that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that because it is lovely up at the academy. I've got it on IT. Hang on, I've got the game on ITV Player on my computer. So I've got one screen is the ITV Hub, and my other screen is SteamYard that show me all of this questions and that. Yeah, Southampton. The problem is we sold. If you think of Van Dijk, we sold Van Dijk for a huge money, and we sold him. We got rid of his wages. However, what we did, that's say 75 million that we made. We then bought 3 players, all on similar wages. So actually, all we did was we sold 3 rubbish players and got a bigger wage bill. So it's not, you can't just say, oh, we got loads of money. The problem was we didn't spend it well. I wasn't going to, only because I might be a little bit sport kind of headache going on. I may do. Depends if you guys want to join in or not. Well, it's up to you. If anyone on here wants to follow along with me, that's cool. I can give you a little countdown for the time, so we can get in kind of roughly in sync. Or if you're watching it ahead of me, you know what's happened, and you might be able to explain better what the hell's gone on. I am on 19, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 18, 20, sorry, 20 minutes and 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Oh yeah, I will plan on watching it. I didn't watch the last game, the Scotland game, just because I had to sort out some lunch and things. Plus, I just watched the Saints game, but I'll watch the Wales game. I've got to concentrate more on the game because I'm the one that's here to learn more. But I'm constantly watching. I'm constantly watching the chat.
Just got slightly isolated, which allowed Ireland to really complete that breakdown. I think when Ollie Lawrence takes the ball in here, he's just running away from his support. So Ireland are always got the advantage, and Mako Budapola forced to just perform.
Sounds like you had a fun weekend, Charlie, mate. That's what everyone will be thinking. Nice. He's got to get this. Surely they're not going to tackle him. Those are the sort of breakthroughs I want to see. Those are what I think is exciting. When a player just manages to get through, there's not many people, and you just see people chasing after this guy that they're never going to catch.
Very, very, very tight, millimeters before the ball was put into Keith Earl's hands. But there, that small channel is just enough for him, and that's a fantastic finish. Great speed for a guy to run around.
It's probably not that he's faster. It's probably not that he's faster than, but he had a head start. At the end of the day, that the Irish number 14 is facing the touchline, and all the England players were facing away. By the time they've taken to turn around,
I think the key to that, Lawrence, is actually the pod in front of Curry, because that pod goes up. The English pod actually created that small channel. Billy would have probably not quick enough to close that gap, because Curry's always going to go up the channel.
Pompey. No, it's although, so as a football fan, and in a lot of the comments on some of the videos, hang on, let's just quickly watch this kick and then I'll be back with you. It's a tight angle. Nice. Nice. I'm 24 minutes now. 24:03, 24:04, 24:06. All right. The rivalry. So yeah, I was saying that in some of the comments, in some of the videos, it's been how obviously in rugby the fans sit together and how wonderful that is. But actually, there is nothing better than an away day, and you've got you've got the home fans and the away fans, and you're basically insulting and chanting at each other non-stop. It's such good fun. And although as a Saints fan we don't like Pompey fans, I really miss not being in the same league as Portsmouth, because you want that rivalry. It's not the same with Portsmouth and Bournemouth, or Portsmouth and Brighton. They're not our rivals. Portsmouth are. So actually, I want them to succeed in the sense that they're in the same league as us. So.
Trying to contest. Thought Luke Konicki was excellent the way he was almost driving that England machine. Really good work for the hooker.
See, this is the problem with St. Mary's. With St. Mary's, it's just not a great atmosphere. That's the problem. Unless you are. So when I used to go, before I started refereeing and getting paid on a Saturday rather than spending money, you either sit in the northern end or the Itchin side, which is right next to the away fans, and that's brilliant. But if you sit anywhere else, it's just no atmosphere. Bart Crisp, that can't be your name, surely. You're right. It's so what you end up having to do is you're at the pub beforehand. You get there early, get to the pub, drink beforehand, stumble to the ground. Half time, you have to. This is the problem. At half time, you've got to stop watching 5 minutes before end of half just to quickly get down and have enough time to drink. To be fair, Portsmouth doesn't deserve to be spelt correctly, mate. All right. You're not allowed to drink. You're not allowed to drink in the stands.
Yeah, that's an excellent kick. And one now of only 3 players who've broken 500 in the Six Nations over the last 20-odd years. Owen Farrell's penalty. Ireland 10, England 6.
I remember when I went to watch Southampton play against Carlisle in the FA Vars and go to Wembley. Let's just say we did not spend money on alcohol or food at Wembley. Absolutely disgusting prices. How these places can charge it is disgusting.
Change out of these driving balls, pushing Ireland back, but what they didn't do was get the ball back down.
Not releasing. It says not releasing, but surely it's hard to release when you're being surrounded and the ball's trying to be grabbed out of your hands. Surely it's not. How are you meant to release it? The big guy's holding on to your arms.
I think if Donald knows that she went for Lions selection, he's been fantastic around the field. His ability to play in the back row and that extra line-out option has been huge for Ireland.
I assume you can understand what I'm saying though, as a non-rugby person. It just seems strange to give a foul for not releasing when it's impossible to release. Especially when the Ireland player was on the England side of the line. Just seems stupid. What I say may sound a little bit ignorant sometimes, but what comes to my head first of all is what I say.
He suggested that there was a gouge there. That certainly seems to be the suggestion of finger in the eye, but I think we all have Matthew Reynolds say it was accidental. So now it's approaching the half-hour mark. Keith Earls tried joining the penalties. Now another penalty.
So I assume that scrum is Ireland won that because clap scrum it says. I don't know why I'm bothering to talk too much. I don't actually specifically know every player. I know James Ward-Prowse is in the squad, so I can only really talk about Saints players because I don't really know who else has been announced. But James Ward-Prowse, he has been unbelievable. I know that Saints aren't playing well and we've lost a lot of games, but James Ward-Prowse, if he plays, he should be the only person taking those free kicks to try and... He scored so many free kicks this season. But I think because he plays for Southampton, he doesn't have that authority. So I expect you'll get some other idiot that doesn't normally take free kicks will take free kicks ahead of him. I just think from what I'm seeing, they're getting a lot of kicks today. From what I'm seeing, I think the law should be it should only be penalised if you're facing your side without an opposition in front of you. That should be the foul. If you're not giving it away, if you're not giving the pass away.
Robbie Henshaw underneath the restarts. Curry looking to disrupt the boxes. Rob Herring, his feet in the way, no knock on. calm this under a little bit of pressure, Conor Murray.
England will be reasonably happy with that. Their ball's going quite deep, but then the kick chase is really fast, putting pressure on the breakdown.
You say that, but actually, so last week I watched the England game last week, and it was easier to follow. When I watched the Ireland-Scotland game last week, I was so confused because it didn't seem like they were kicking it as much. And therefore, there was a lot more fouls due to the tackles and things like that. So actually, I think by them kicking it, it's making it easier to follow. I've got someone watching all the way from South Africa. I assume that's South Africa. That's amazing. Hi, Daniel. And I've got someone from California. I tell you what, it's bloody incredible, this YouTube, isn't it?
He's been very successful at Worcester and had that strong carrying game. But he's up against two particularly strong defenders again today. So, it's another strong penalty here. So, I think Ollie Lawrence is probably unfair to tag Manu Tuilagi.
What was wrong with that? Is it going to pop up and tell me what was wrong with that?
Needed at the scrum time. Think about the scrum doctor. That's the second time that they've gone early on the engagement. The referee has actually turned it from a free kick originally into a penalty. Patience of England need to sort that area.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. And actually, I didn't think, from years ago, I didn't think he was going to make it, but he's doing really well. There is not someone from Fiji in this chat, Kian. Surely not. Not for little old me. Jesus. Incredible.
He feels that one was a little bit unfair.
Eric to Burke. Touchback to clear. Rips it away from him. Underneath his red cap, he's knocked back by Coward Dickey. Once more to Furlong. Toje on the floor, but he's engaging in serious business down there. Sexton. On to by Farrell.
Gaz, you need to stop talking, mate. I don't think that's a player that our recruitment can replace, if I'm honest. No, I don't, Daniel. I don't mean that I'm amazed that someone is from Fiji who enjoys rugby. That's not the point I'm getting at. The point I'm getting at is I'm amazed that someone from Fiji is watching my live stream of me. It's mind blowing.
So much from fullback Jordan's old position. Burn and Sexton, and this is really nice.
Oh, he's a big boy. That number 3 is a big boy.
As eloquent as Ireland have been on the ball so far.
So is 17.
As elegant as anybody. Healy was the latest, and now Jack Conan, hard running number 8. Again, Cian Healy.
See, this rugby at the moment is easy to watch There aren't loads of fouls. They're being tackled, going down, passing it, and it's just that and repeat and trying to move up the pitch. That was a good catch and got the territory.
Sexton, Aki, and Conan, and he's got Stockdale to his left-hand side. Cuts back in field.
I'll at half time, I'll give you a funny little story that's happened recently about being called a football ref. I am a football ref, but I'll tell you a funny story if I remember.
Sexton with the tackle. Final 5 minutes of the half, and Conan stretches and scores. That is a glorious Ireland try.
I don't know about you.
So much skill.
I don't know about you guys, but I think Ireland might win this. They are playing pretty well from what I can see. And it's quite attractive play. It's funny because that video I did, the Nigel Owens video, it's got, I think, 58,000 views. Bearing in mind, I've only just got to, just over 600 subscribers. So that kicked off really early and I was amazed. And there's partly a reason for that, I think. And I said I'll tell you about that. But that video on Nigel Owens, it wasn't good quality. I was using my phone. I was using my phone as a webcam. I was using my headset as a mic. So I'm amazed how well it did. I really am, because the quality was dreadful. I'd like to think the quality now. I've got myself a nice new webcam. I've got a nice microphone now that I've just recently bought. So, yeah. This is quickly becoming the most common question. Am I considering being a rugby ref? And yeah, I think I keep saying that I want to get more into watching, learning the laws as I watch. Like I said, I'm doing this to learn the laws, so you guys can all help me and why things are happening. So when I get a bit more familiar, it won't be. I don't want to start trying to referee rugby from knowing nothing. I think that would just be far too tricky.
Intelligent play from the number 8, taking his opportunity, having stretched England's defence all the way across the pitch. There's bound to be some holes there.
Yeah, Gaz, honestly, this is what I find so funny. I started YouTube not knowing any better. You have to start somewhere, and I just thought, right, I've got to do it. I really wanted to do YouTube for a long time. Just got to do it. And it's crap audio, crap visuals, but it did bloody well. And it's crazy to think. Hopefully this. I don't know if you are thinking the sounds all right now. Hopefully the sound's good now, and the picture's good.
I agree with penalising a role when actually there's a tackler there to affect the tackle.
Yeah. I knew. I said I was watching them, and I knew that if I was going to take this seriously, I need to make sure I've got better quality. So as I said, first of all, I've got a Logitech Streamcam, which obviously you can see me on now. So hopefully the quality's good. And when was it? The start of this week, I bought a Blue Yeti microphone. It's bloody huge. So hopefully you've noticed the audio quality this week as well. What made you start react to rugby then? It was, so the whole rugby thing, it wasn't intentional. It really wasn't intentional. Before I answer this question, guys, get questions lined up and I'm happy to answer them as soon as it's half time now. I'm going to turn this on mute as well so I can actually concentrate. So, yeah, reacting to rugby was not intentional at all. So the first video I saw that made me think, oh, I could do that, was Alan from Eclectic Beard. And I think, like a lot of people, I saw his Al Murray video and I thought, you know, I could do that with a different, you know, from the English side of things. I know a lot of these reactors are American, and so they're doing American reacts to English things like food and you know, TV shows. Anyway, I just saw the Nigel Owens video, and I thought it's interesting, and I can put a spin on it in the fact that I am a football referee. So that is what the video was focused on, and I was watching it, and most of the videos I do are my first reaction. They're my first reaction, and I was blown away because rugby's not something I've been interested in at all. In fact, for example, when the Six Nations was starting, my neighbour over the road, she's a rugby fan and she was watching it. I was taking the mick, you know, because I'm a football fan. Anyway, I was watching this Nigel Owens video and reacting to it. I was amazed. I was fascinated. And it didn't. So after I did the video, it didn't really do anything. The views were minimal, but I wasn't doing it for that. I wasn't necessarily. I wasn't doing it for. I'm not doing it to get rich. I work. You know, I've got 2 other businesses. I work. That's not the reason for doing it. And I think I might have done a big hits video, which is a typical one that they do. But then all of a sudden, the Nigel Owens one out of nowhere started literally rocketing. And I don't know. And to start off with, I didn't know why. So then I was doing more rugby videos because that's what was getting me the views. But by doing that, unintentionally, it was making me more intrigued and more interested. And so it's got to a point actually where I've been looking at the referees, I've been looking at all these players and teams, and actually it's become something that I want to actively pursue in a sense, whether that's watching, hence what I've been doing, you know, learning, and like people have been recommending, they say I should take up the refereeing, which I could possibly see myself, you know, refereeing football on one day and then refereeing rugby on the next. But it's the Nigel Owens video. It was a surprise, and now it's half time. I tell you. So the other week it kicked off and it got to about 40,000, and it's slowing down now. So I looked at the analytics for the video, and I saw quite a large percentage was from an external source, and it was from I think it's a rugby fan blog website called rugbyonslaught.com, and they'd featured my video on it, and so I was getting views because of that. And it was so funny because I'm not a well-known football referee. I'm a local referee that, you know, that referees in Hampshire and a little bit in Dorset. And the quote was something like, a well-known football referee, you know, blah, 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 has amazing respect for rugby referees. And yes, the respect was true, but I'm not a well-known football referee, but the sentiment was there. But yeah, that's the story of that. Right, let's see. Let's get some questions. So where do I see the channel go? So at this point, I'm just doing the videos. So obviously I'm focusing on quite a bit of rugby because that's what's getting me the views. what gets you the views gets you the subscribers, and that's what you need to do to make any difference. I'm doing my best to do other things. I'm doing a lot of sport. I've got a sumo one coming out on Monday, I think, which I did today. I've done a tennis, and I thought it was really interesting about the blue tennis court. I did that. You've obviously got the American versus UK top 10 lists and things. Those videos are you generalize quite a lot. I've got different series planned with Alan from Eclectic Beard, because we've got friendly and we chat quite a lot. So we've got things like basically kind of Englishman versus American. We've done a phrases. We've got more phrase videos to come. He sent me a box of American sweets, and I've sent him a box of English sweets, not chocolate, but proper sweets. So we're going to do more of them. I did do a video, which if you saw, great. If you commented, great. I did a video, and I'm planning on doing a series. Even if it doesn't get the views, I want to enjoy the videos I put out. So I did a video. I've got something called a Thermomix, which basically makes loads of foods, and there's recipes, and it's all basically done on a tablet on the machine. So I did a Sloppy Joe one last Sunday. So the plan for that as well is another series of different foods from around the world that I've never had before that I can taste. I think it's interesting. My audience might not think it's interesting, but that's something I want to think about the audience and myself, because I want to enjoy doing YouTube. But just the goal at the moment is get as many people watching, really. Yeah. And this is a side note. I'll answer more questions in a sec, but it's amazing. Although I've only got, I think, hang on, I'll tell you how many subscribers I've got at the moment, and I'm amazed. I'm amazed in a month and a half. I've got 635 subscribers, and it sounds like nothing. But it's gone up so quick, and it's incredible. But what I've found amazing is that people have been watching and actually actively reaching out to me. So when I first started, I didn't think, I just thought I'd put videos out, might get some comments. But people have actually, it shows from you guys being here watching me. I'm saying about how people are watching from all around the world. Like, it's just me. I'm nothing special. But you guys are actually there, looking at a screen, chatting to each other, watching me. And I'm nothing. So that is amazing. And that means like ridiculous amounts to me already. But I said I've actively had people reaching out, whether it was Rhys Williams about his granddad, Bledin Williams, that I did a video about. He came to me and emailed me and wanted to tell me a story. There's one of the subscribers, David, who lives local, and he's emailed me and we've chatted, and he wants me to go to some local games with him because he wants me to experience it. How incredible is that? I've got a guy that watched the video who's at Cardiff Uni. He's doing placement, and he wants me to answer a load of questions for a project he wants to do. It's just me. I'm nothing special, but how amazing! It's just. And another one, when I did the Golden Oldies video, there was a lady who referees. They do a rugby referee podcast, and she was saying how I'm welcome on it. But like, it's amazing, because what does my opinion count for? That's what I found it means the most at the moment, and I'm really loving it. And the wife, I think the wife is happy because she's seeing me excited about something. Through this whole year of lockdowns and whatnot, there's been nothing to be excited about. But I've been excited when I've been talking to her about all this. And so, yeah, that's wonderful as well. That's wonderful. Anyway, right, let's see what else, if anyone's got to say. Yeah, so as I said, Kian, about actually attending rugby, I can't remember his last name. That's really, hang on. I probably shouldn't say last name. But one of the subscribers, David, he's asked me to go watch some when lockdown finishes. So he's asked me to go and watch some, which I happily obliged to do. So yeah, that should be enjoyable. Cheers, man. Cheers. The GIF. I assume you're a man. So this is another funny thing, because talking personally now, which is weird because I don't know any of you, but talking personally, I'm not someone that's got loads of friends, because I speak before I think, and I quite often offend people, even though I never intend on offending people. I say things before, I think. And when I was doing the video with Alan from Eclectic Beard, it seemed like he found I was hilarious. And I'm thinking, I'm not hilarious. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot that says stupid things, which I found quite funny. But it was quite funny on his channel. On his channel, there were comments like, "Oh, Alan, you won't learn anything from him. You won't learn anything about Britain from him." I'm thinking, that's a bit mean. That's a bit harsh. Well, like, that's like saying I won't learn anything about America from Alan because he's only from Alabama. It's a big place. Everyone's different. Yeah, I just think I don't know. It's just me, I suppose. What laws am I struggling to understand? So I think if I refer to, for example, the Scotland Ireland game last week, it was, at the moment, the thing I'm struggling with is why they're giving fouls either during a scrum or when a tackle's been made. That is the biggest thing I'm struggling with at the moment. I think otherwise you get the general idea. They're trying to pass the ball and run up the pitch to touch the ball down into the touchline. But it's when the tackles are being made that I seem to struggle. It is wicked that people have been recommended all these different rugby players and whatnot, and teams and videos to watch. I'm just worried that I'm going to rugby people out, if that makes sense. If I'm just doing too many rugby videos, that's my only worry about how many. It's like, for example, with the Rob Burrow and the Faf de Klerk video. I can get away with 2 because one's uni and one's league, but can I get away with 3? I just think it might be too much. As a Leeds fan, as in Leeds football, I assume, as Leeds football. Hang on, let me double check where Leeds are. Did Leeds win last night? Let me have a look. What was the score yesterday? Leeds managed to win against Fulham. That's understandable. I think for Leeds to finish 11th, well, they're 11th now. I think Leeds should be happy with that, more than happy with that. Leeds seem to be a team that are happy to attack and happy to play more attractive football, that's the way football should be played. So I would be happy if I was a Leeds fan at the moment. See, you weren't here at the start, were you, Charlie? I don't really drink beer. I'm drinking Henry Weston's vintage cider. Yeah, so I just take the mick now. I just say to my wife that I'm famous. What point are you famous and what are you not famous? How many followers do you need before you become famous? I don't know. Is it? I hope you don't think my surname is Reacts. Please don't think my surname's Reacts, because it's certainly not. My last name is Crook, Crook. So this is the problem with having my name, Rob Crook. Robber and Crook. Crook is a thief. It's like two versions of a thief. If people want to see, yeah. So if people want to see it, then why not? I was also thinking, for example, when I go to my first game, doing a little vlog for it, because by the sounds of it, you guys are here because you're interested in the journey. So yeah, I would say so if I'm allowed to. Thoughts on the game? The game's fairly easy to watch. It's fairly easy to watch. It's not necessarily gripping at the moment. So last week, it was that last 15 minutes. Oh, game's dying. I'll do my best to finish answering any questions. There's a list. I found last week's really interesting in the last 15 minutes because it was that the French were trying to batten down the hatches and just defend, hold the lead. That was gripping. That was gripping. But I'm enjoying this. It's easy to watch at the moment. Alan's tested British chocolates like Cadbury's, and I just think all the Americans try the chocolate. So I've sent him things like Black Jacks, but they're English, aren't they? Some nougat, some cherry bakewells, some rainbow drops, some refreshers. They're more English and more exciting, I think, than just chocolate. And this is what's great. Oh, nice hit. If you want another timer update, 41-18, 41-19, 41-20. All right, just so you're up to date. That was a really nice hit by England. And his team know it. Yeah, how cool is this? How cool is this? I don't know how many people. We got 38 people in the chat, right? And that might not sound like a lot, but we're all here to watch this, listening to me chat rubbish. It's brilliant. Man, honestly, I'm learning the same thing. I really am learning the same thing. When I watched, so the two videos I did yesterday, I did the Golden Oldies video. That just warmed my heart. I'm a tough, thick-skinned guy, and that warmed my heart. And then I did the Dodd diving video. Oh, man, I had such a good day yesterday. Such a good day yesterday. You had, I said, heartwarming to almost hysterics, and just yesterday was amazing. Do I think the problem? So when I said I would try and I will certainly try and implement some rugby techniques, even if it's, for example, starting off just by talking to the captains or bringing in the captains in more. That is one thing I would do for sure. Whether or not it works, because we've mentioned this, how it seems that football teams just pick their captains out of the hat. You know, at Sunday, Saturday league level, they might as well just pick. Yeah. When you say about rugby referees bringing in things that football referees do, I don't think they need to. I've not seen anything whilst watching these videos that make me think rugby referees can learn anything from football referees. And that's quite sad, because I think you should always be learning, but I don't think so. No. Yeah. The whole podcast thing, I thought that's cool. You know, if someone wants to invite me, even if it's to have this sort of discussion, how cool is that? You know, I think that's really cool. Cheers, man. Yeah, Adam, that's really kind. If I do something, I'm genuine. You know, even if it's a situation like you see YouTubers that do these reaction videos and they just find everything hilarious when not everything is hilarious. When I did, so I love John Cleese. John Cleese is brilliant. He did a really good series with Alison Steadman on BBC. I can't remember what it's called now, and it was recently. But he was different, but he was brilliant in it. But anyway, I watched the How to Irritate People, and I just thought, what the hell is this? I just don't get it. So unlike other reaction videos, for example, they'll be just pretending it was hilarious, and I'm thinking, you want to see my honest reaction, you know? So there's no point in me doing that, you know. And like I've said, I've tried to do other stuff as well. I enjoy watching wrestling. I know it's a, you know, as I said, it's one of those things that is your dirty little secret. But because I enjoy it, I want to share my enjoyment and love for it. But yeah, I try and be genuine. You know, I'll admit I say stupid things. I get things wrong. That's why I say in a lot of the videos, if I've said something wrong, correct me in the videos so I know for next time. If that's true, that sums a lot up, doesn't it? If you're saying that the highest paid player is on 1 million a year, that's nothing compared to football. So you can almost understand why these top players are cheating and diving, because it means more in the fact that winning means more. They have to win. They're earning all this money. They have to win. I don't know how the process is. This thing, I don't know with the process. And this is the thing with football, for example, the whole pyramid thing is that upside down triangle, and I'm, you know, down there somewhere. I don't know how easy it is to progress in rugby. I'm not sure. I'm just being honest. I have lots of opinions. I have loads of opinions. But I think it's knowing when you say stupid stuff. You've got to know when you say stupid stuff, and you've got to... I say it without thinking, granted, but when someone corrects me and they prove that I'm wrong, you've got to accept it. I think I would say, and I learned this in at college. I did sport at A level, and you're always taught, really, I think in general, that rugby is for posher people. If that sounds fair enough, rugby's for posher people. Football's for the everyday common person. Now, granted, I'm saying this, and that's not true. I think it's a lot of rugby is location-wise. Same with all sports. It's location-wise. It's like, for example, in India. Got it. I don't even care who wins this, by the way, guys. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I don't care if England win. I think I'm just appreciating that was a really nice little play. Nice kick over the top. So I want to listen to what the referee says.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's this? Forward. What do we think, boys? What's on Roman Putt's mind here?
Is that a foul because it fell out of his hands and he caught it again?
But not on by the number 17 green. So I will not allow the try, and I will come back to the hello work by England. Are you happy with that?
Yes, I agree. 17 touch the ball forward, and then that's a no call.
Okay. No try. We come back to the initial infringement. What?
To be quite
We come back to the tackle of the ball.
No, I didn't. The first rugby match I watched was last week. The first, I think, although I put first rugby match, it wasn't technically the first rugby match, but it's the first rugby match I remember because I remember watching the final when Johnny Wilkinson was playing and we won the World Cup. Was it? I remember watching that, but I don't really remember actually anything that went on except Johnny Wilkinson scoring that last kick. Gotcha. I thought that was the case, where it kind of stumbled out of his hands and he had to catch it again, but the ball was going forward. You've got to have some eagle eyes for that, surely. So I was right. I am learning. Time check. Time check, please. My time on my clock is 49, 35, 49, 37, 38, 39, 40. 49 minutes and 44 seconds. He's got to score this.
The first points of the second half are still Ireland points, however. Still points for Andy Farrell's side, the Sexton side. Ireland 23.
Yeah, I will take a look. I was saying to the lady that suggested being on the podcast with them, the rugby referee podcast. There was a football referee podcast on YouTube. And the problem with the referee podcasts, and it might be different because Nigel Owens is a big name, but the football referee had Hackett, I can't remember his first name, but they were talking about decisions that had happened during the week. But it didn't. I don't think he got enough views, and that is the problem. That people actually aren't interested with what the referee has to say. And it was the same when they had a referee on BT Sport. The referee was quickly got rid of because it made it not very interesting. Because the referee says yes, that was a foul, why it was a foul, and that's it. The pundits can't say, well, actually. It depends. I may do it. It's if people want to watch, I can answer more questions as well if anyone's got anything they want to ask. The time 8 o'clock, isn't it? Is it 8 o'clock start? I think so.
Determined shot, but not enough to disrupt Ireland. Sexton. Towards Dave. Ball eventually comes to Hill, who was being hunted down by Henshaw. Did really well to get.
He's doing well. He got really far up the pitch. Joe Marchant's playing. It looked like Joe. Joe Marchant, I know his sister. I know Joe Marchant's sister. He's apparently a bright prospect playing for Harlequins. Lives in Winchester. Yeah, if the game's 8 p.m, the only problem is the wife will be home and she'll be peed off with me. The dog wants some attention. Yes, I know Joe's sister. Not in any way. But I know her working at a certain leisure centre. Lay down. Funny looking cat. There is no messing. It's a general chit chat and that's about it. As she was in the same year as my wife. All right, married man. Christ. I think it'll be more refereeing than playing, if anything. Yeah, I think it'll be more focused on the refereeing. My body, it might be something for the next time, but my body is buggered. Bad Achilles tendonitis and things like that, so I just don't think physically I can do it. Don't go spreading this, Gaz. Don't go spreading these lies. I'm a married man. What? Subscribe again, game, and you ref Rob. I don't get it. Don't get it. Oh, the wife's home. The wife is home. Who did Marchant come from? Oh, Joe's playing, Chaz. He's just come on as a sub. He plays for Harlequins. I assume he used to play for Winchester Rugby Club, but he is from Winchester. No, I find this quite funny actually, and interesting that in football, most international teams, granted, England have had a fair few foreign managers, but it seems from looking at a lot of the managers of the international teams, they've actually got coaches from other countries. That seems strange. Like the England coach is he New Zealand? I think he's New Zealand, isn't he? If it helps, I've never met him. I just occasionally see his sister when I'm coaching football and she's doing gymnastics. So no real link.
Ford and lost Farrell, they will at least have the comfort of a strong. It's an excellent turnover from Benno, gets himself in a really good position. Makes the turnover, but then throwing it back. I think Arnold's just knocking on, so England will get the scrum.
the top, good position. No one throws him out. Potential neck roll, to be honest.
Set up without a recognised fly half. They've got Dan Robson to the right, Elliot Daly to the left. Free kick, Ireland leading.
It's interesting, isn't it? It is interesting that it there doesn't seem the loyalty with the coaches when it comes to coaching international rugby.
Billy Bonapola. Happy to go again.
Well, I think England thought they might get a little bit more from that. That's really saw it as a natural wheel. Lots running out for England. Find a spark in this match.
But Charlie, it was a good day for a Southampton fan. Semi-finals of the FA Cup and Wembley, here we come. So it's not all bad.
Usually a lot closer to the scrum, but first of all.
He'll be thankful to get the cap, but he'll be hoping they don't foul past his HIA inside and in a hurry.
That's an Irish penalty. What a good scrum that is from Ireland. Look at that. Furlong.
Look at the passion that dude has. Number three? Number 3 for Ireland. How excited was he when they got that? They got that foul. I will. I'll try and take a look, and maybe I could do a video on that and actually. I can always, if it's relatable to football, or I can say what the difference in football is, I might do that. Might be an idea. Ooh. The only thing I know about the Lions is basically is where they choose from all the different home nations, isn't it? I assume it's similar to when you have a United Kingdom team at the Olympics. There's a lot of anticipation for these kicks.
Less than 20 minutes to go in Dublin. Ireland with a 20-point lead. Ireland 26, England 6.
Mrs. Farrell would certainly be very pleased, as would Andy. This will be the most significant victory of his coaching career, that's for sure. In terms of the opponent, the quality of the performance from Ireland.
Conan, his way out of Ireland's 22. Murray. The knock-on advantage.
Okay.
Happy to get whatever distance he can get.
The Lions include Ireland. So you've basically got 5 teams to choose from. British and Irish Lions. That makes sense in the name, doesn't it? Stupid me.
I think they're running out of time. Everything's been going against them. Ireland know they have an edge in the scrum, so any scrums you're looking for free kicks and penalties. England need to be explosive with this strike and make sure they get over the front foot and try and get some points on the board, because if they don't get a score in the next 5 minutes, it's game over.
Bernal has it.
Oh, okay.
Off he goes. On his own initially, and Herring was over the top of it, but Young's probably finds simpler from an English perspective. Johnny Hill.
To be fair, I'm sure I heard about this story about a team spending too much, because there's caps in rugby, isn't there? So I'm sure I did hear about this.
Bumbiaki and Billy is second best there. A lot of concern on the face of Bumbiaki as well.
He just lost his footing as he caught the ball there, and it didn't allow him to take the contact on his turf. This is not going to look good on the replay. I can tell you that now.
It's going to be a huge decision here, because there's clearly going to be contact with the head, but the mitigating factor would indicate that Billy would have fallen as he went into the contact there. Have a listen to this.
That didn't even look. I might be wrong, but I'm just saying that didn't look that bad. Oh, different angles. The luxury of angles, isn't it? Just the shoulder, bang.
I've got to say, the reverse angle, which is not this one.
Jojo.
I think the second or third angle that we had before doesn't look good.
I have a direct contact with the full officer Henry Scott. I don't see any clear deep high by the number 8 from England. Accidentally deep in the high. I don't see that. I don't pass at that. So I cannot mitigate him down the sanction. So I will go for a red card against Irish player.
My goodness.
Yes, it's clear.
See,
On the head.
the same red card.
Because there's no change or drop by 18.
For sure. I think the first angle that you were given, it didn't look that bad. But from the other angle, from behind the Irish player, it looked painful. But
It's been a Six Nations.
I just,
Can I explain it, please?
it just seems so harsh to give a red card. And actually, this is the perfect. So I don't know if any of you saw the video today. I don't know how many of you watched it with the whole orange amber card. But actually, that makes me think that is a perfect example of an amber and orange card, because there was clearly no intention there. And you can understand why the player was gutted. And I completely understand. Tanya, you say obviously you know head to shoulder is a no-no, but it just seems a red card is harsh, really, really harsh. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It just seems harsh. That's all I can say. No. If you want to explain it, feel free.
timing of the pass by Jamie George. Just peels off, just draws in. Stockdale.
I didn't know that, but that's actually really interesting. The fact that in rugby they're linked. I think that's really interesting actually, because obviously in football they're certainly not. That's the problem, isn't it? The laws are the laws. Oh, we just missed the kick. The laws, and no matter how wrong they might seem, they are the laws. They might seem wrong to me, but they might not seem wrong to you guys. I don't know. Yeah. Well, that was what I think. That's pretty much what Nigel Owens was saying. By adding the orange amber card or whatever, yeah, it means players might be more likely to do it. Ignore the dog that's behind me. Yeah, no, I do understand. It just seems a bit harsh. I'll give it a quick YouTube search now, and I'll add it to my watch list. Harlequin's Bloodgate video on the watch list. Cheers for joining in, Gaz. Much appreciated the conversation. Is there a place you can watch what? Are you on about watching this current game? ITV Player? If you're from another country, get a VPN. Pretend you're in the UK. Yeah. The handball situation's difficult at the moment. I still referee it in the sense of I still referee handball situations. For example, you've got to think about intent. If the ball is kicked at a player from literally that far away, then that's not a handball to me, because you can't get your hand out of the way. If your hand is by your body, it's not a handball because it would have hit your body anyway. But the law is very confusing. Probably not. I doubt it. I doubt this one. I think because last week's was the first match. It was probably a better video to do, whereas this is the second match. No one remembers the second place, do they? My dog is being very annoying as well. I know England are one man up now, but I can't see them winning. They're not going to win this, are they? I don't think there's much chance of them winning this. The offside is nonsense at the moment. It's Arsene Wenger's got a really good point. His thinking is, if any part of your body that can score is past the second to last defender, then it's offside. So that means if you can you score? I think basically it's from your elbow up. You can't score with that. So yeah, the parts of the body you can't score with, then it doesn't matter if they're in an offside position. It's only the parts that you can score with. So if any part of your body is past the second last defender, then it's an offside. So yeah. I'll take a look at Squidgy. I assume it's on YouTube.
Old Island record. Experienced half-back partnership now these two. Without to recognise 10. Scrum half to scrum half. Youngs to Robson. It's not helping their cause to increasingly it's looking like a losing one. As for a while, in truth. A penalty. Tom Curry knocks it off. Nothing you can do about that. It wasn't the easiest pass to take.
Something like that. But yeah, I think basically the whole Arsene Wenger thing, it's like, for example, you can't score with your hand. So, you know, if that's past the second last defender, then it's offside. Then it doesn't matter. It's only, for example, if your head, your legs are past them. I think that makes it more clear. Slightly more clear anyway.
There's been a theme for England throughout this championship. 13 so far in the game. And it's something that they've got to sort out if they're going to win test matches at this level.
This is Ronan Kellehoven, who is on for Rob Herring, 23-year-old Dubliner. Kellehoven, proper live wire, he won't knowingly slow things down. It's no hit much more over the last year or so. 10 minutes in Dublin. Gathered in by Peter O'Malley. Taken on by Keller. Free ride, actually, it's not a free ride anymore.
England's 14th penalty, right in front of the sticks, and for the red card, you can guarantee 20 seconds will have just got the clock now. They're enjoying every decision, aren't they? They've waited a long time for this, Ireland. Releases his binding. That's why the penalty goes against him. Just comes up the side, not with the same bind.
The problem at the moment with the offsides and VAR is it doesn't actually, although they're really pinpoint lines, the angle that the camera is, it doesn't lend itself to doing a straight line. So it just doesn't seem to match up right. That's the problem.
Played off the park, certainly up front, set piece, and in terms of the game management from 9 and 10, an excellent performance from Ireland.
To be fair, this Johnny Sexton is he's getting every kick, isn't he? He's not missing. And he was the same in the Scotland match. It just isn't missing from any angle. It's pretty impressive what he's doing. And there's another one he has not missed.
Increasingly flashes of silver in Sexton's hair, but still brilliant. 22 individual points, a new record for him, and Ireland up to 32.
Sorry, is he just sat in a seat that he's not meant to sit at? Definitely is, considering there's a sit here sign next to him.
Martin. 16 in front. Ronan Callaghan is in front of Murray. So Youngs and England take it quickly. Genge. Won't be long before they can head back to their family. It's been a long 8-9 weeks in the Six Nations bubble. They've loved each other's company, but they're probably at the end of the road now. And they end it on at least some kind of high.
If they're going to talk,
For the time being, but
if they're going to talk about someone's hair, they've got to be talking about the English dude with the mullet. That has not been in style for many, many years. And even then, I don't think it was ever in style. Number 19. What is with the mullet? I've not. I don't know who Hamish Watson is. Unless it's a guy is a white guy with dreadlocks that I got moaned about for taking them. Well, for talking about his dreadlocks when my hair looks stupid. Not my words.
some of the championship for these two. Let's just see what England have in mind here. They might take it quickly here. They go Youngs to Martin, driving forward. He is a large chunk of very young muscle, and another England penalty. That goes and drives and mines his way under that green defence for a metre or so.
21 points is far too many to get in 4 minutes.
The brush, very top of Twickenham's blades of grass a week ago. Try now won't have quite the same impact. George Martin, and then Stewart.
Aye. I purposely had the thumbnail for Faf's hair, you know, the golden locks flowing, because it's beautiful, beautiful. I wish I had a head of hair like that.
Taken on again by a toe Jamie George. Another England penalty coming. The hope of much more. What's going to be a very hefty losing cause right now. They were over the line and driven back, but not now. And the try scored by Ben Youngs.
Still not enough time to win.
On his copybook, really, it's a shame because he's kept a wonderful performance from him individually, but a yellow card. He deserves his break there. I think when you're 20 points up to making them work this hard to get over the line with 13 men is a
No. Who said he's got a mullet? I didn't say he's got a mullet. Faf's got golden locks, not a mullet. This dude here playing for England has a mullet. What a story. What a story, Addy. How did you come just to play blackjack with him? Is there a story behind that?
Jordan Lama or Jacob Stop there.
Nice little bit of niggle on the last taking goal from Ellis game, supporter, and now Doty's opted for the scrum, which is going to be a nice little battle here to finish the game off.
Yes, can't say that England have dominated in this particular area, so it seems like a curious decision at this stage, but see what England can do.
Six Nations player of the match. Imagine that Ty Bird came very close. Other names in the hat, maybe, John?
I think Ty Burn for me would have been up there, and Robbie Henshaw, his performance throughout the Six Nations maybe gets him the edge in that. I think he's been Ireland's best player throughout the tournament. Deserves some recognition for that. I thought Ty Burn has been exceptional today, along with Marion Sexton and Lawrence Bent.
Sum this up for England, Lawrence.
But it's been, if you think about it, they came into this tournament as champions.
I did see that. I was told to look at that, and so I did see the image of the Speedos with Prince Harry.
Lose to Scotland, lose to Ireland, and to Wales is a huge, huge disappointment.
That's probably the only time I've been in a casino when I was pissed.
It's another conversation, but it's not been good enough for England as championship. They don't know that. They don't need me or anyone else to tell them.
With a two-man advantage now. But without a recognised fly half, what can they conjure here? Youngs to Robson, wide to May, escapes the clutches and has one last defiant England try. Into his try collection this championship. We've not taken long with the conversion either.
I love how then, obviously, clearly, England are not going to win. Normally, when someone takes the kick, all the players are watching already. Ireland were just having a little chat all together.
Jordan, how do Ireland end this championship?
I think Ireland ended it on a real high. I think it was always on the cards with CJ Standard. Obviously, his last game, the team would have performed for him. I think it's been an interesting Six Nations. Again, probably both teams in a very similar situation coming into it with two wins. But I've been really impressed with the way Ireland played today. I think it's another step in the right direction. I'm really impressed by that try they scored.
Oh, Rip the Ruggers here. Where have your comments been all the time?
Ross Burns on. Billy Burns, but he pulled out before the match, so ended up with the fullback and scrum half both sides. Caused it some fairly major reshuffling amongst the backs over the closing minutes of this match.
As this game's a bit late, man, a bit late. As this game is ending, before I head off, any more questions anyone would like to ask? Anyone that would like to be nosy? Game over.
Stations in empty arenas draws to its close. The last time England.
Bit depressing watching there. Yeah. So yeah, guys, any I think we can all agree that even someone that doesn't know much about rugby, England were poor. Like was brought up, a lot of fouls and penalties. I call them fouls, but I assume you call them penalties. Penalties given away. You had the fact that the Ireland were taking their chances with the kicks as well. So, yeah. I'm sure people were telling me how great... People were telling me how great this game was going to be. You're going to love it, they said. And it was okay. But it just... I think the closer games are better. Those closer games are better. I don't think... And I think it's the same with football, that if you get games where... Like the fact, well, you know, although when Man United beat Saints heavily, it wasn't exciting. But was it exciting for a Man United fan? I'm not sure. Was it exciting for an outsider? I'm not sure. So thumpings are not exciting, are they? I think closer games are keep your eyes on the actual match. Yeah. Yeah. If you can thumbs up, amazing. The way my videos get viewed by you guys interacting, by comments, like I said, I try and comment on as many videos as many comments as I can, because it's nice to create that discussion, to see other people's opinions. If you can thumbs up, brilliant. You know, if you can help me, I will try and give back as well, you know, with content that you guys want. And so, yeah, please do. Well, look who's joined the chat. Why did you not join sooner? Mr. David Collins. My uncle has joined the chat. Could have joined right from the start to get my viewer numbers up. I think I will. I may watch the Wales game, but I don't think I will stream it. Only because it means the wife has to stay upstairs and out of the way, so she'll be annoyed with me. I think Tanya said it as well, that giving the ball away, you know, giving the ball away in the terms of in the way of fouls and stuff, it's and this was the thing with the France game. France deserved to win that game last week against England, but they lost. The amount of bad passes last week by England, they somehow managed to win. But I think that was probably the French tactic of sitting back and defending that cost them there. But they weren't good today, were they? There was no rhythm. There was no energy, really, was there? Is that because there wasn't? Is that because there was nothing to play for? I don't know. But surely you put on your England shirt and you have that enthusiasm to play. I don't know. Cheers for joining, Daniel, whatever you prefer. Appreciate you being here for the conversation. Get yourself a beer. Cheers for joining me. Hopefully the chat made up for the bad game. Hopefully. Right, I will leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much. Why have we got an emoji with a? Why have we got an emoji with a cowboy hat? Crumbly, you from America? You a cowboy? Yeah. As I said, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will probably watch the Wales game. I hope it'll be a good one. Obviously, it's a win for Wales. So, guys, make sure I've got videos coming out that are rugby and other related stuff. So, guys, if you can, make sure you watch them. Watch as much of them as you can. Likes, thumbs up, and all that. thank you once again. I'm going to leave it there. Cheers for joining me, guys.